build it from the ground up.
There's a lot of rumors. Turki said the other day that could potentially be the first one.
What?
Crawford versus Canelo.
Well, listen, my model is way different. Turki has things that he's obligated to over the next 18 months. I want to break the sport down and build it from the ground up like we did the UFC.
You're never going to be able to do the boxing what they did in the UFC. They're never going to be able to do that. Dana's not going to be able to, he's not going to be able to pull that off. You know, it's not the first time Dana has gotten to boxing. He started off in boxing and eventually got ran up out of boxing till he caught on to his UFC thing and boom, blew up, and there he is. But Dana White always wanted to be in boxing, always. Now, a lot of concern about the so-called New Deal or whatever they got going on, tournament style boxing or something like that. One thing's for sure, boxing needs a change. But I have a firm belief no matter what boxing changes into, it still stays in its corrupt form. And what I mean by that is, for the same reason Dana White got ran up out of boxing the first time, you know, what was he trying to do? Basically implement what he got over there at the UFC? That's what he's implying? Then that's cool, because their format over there is great from a fan's perspective. This is where the problem comes in. From a fan's perspective, it's great for us. At least we know we're going to get the fights. So then we start winning. But then this becomes the problem. Dana White has never had one financially satisfied champion in his organization. Not really. You know what I'm saying? For those that's really about their business, like, you know what I mean? The GSPs, you know what I'm saying? The Conor McGregors, you know what I'm saying? The people are really about their business, the John Jones. You know, that's not going to sit well with boxers. So the point is, can you implement that format, but at the same time not implement the pay strategy y'all got over there for y'all fighters? Because we all know UFC fighters don't get paid jack. And they definitely don't get paid what they're supposed to get paid. We all know that. So if he think he can take that format and work with that same formula in which he paid the fighters, that's not going to work. And that's what a lot of people are turning their nose up at already. But the reason why I say that they'll stay usually in its corrupt format for the most part is because for the same reason he got ran up out of boxing. Boxing still to this day has overseers. It's the reason why it's the most corrupt sport in the world. You can't quite get your hands on it like you want to as far as fairness, because it's so greasy. You know, and the Gervonta Davis situation basically just shed more of the light on it. You know, if anything, that fight showed you that this sport ain't guaranteed nothing. And just imagine all the people that bet it, you know what I'm saying, money down bets on Lamont Roach. Imagine how big they could have won. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things went wrong with that fight right there. You know what I'm saying? And it broke up more things than just two guys getting a draw, if you ask me. But boxing still got the same corrupt format. You're just not going to be able to go in there and take over what they've been tricking and pimping the people out of since whenever you can remember. That's not going to be easy. So that leads me to believe that they have some type of muscle. Now, I know I'm speaking on another level for some people, but for most of y'all, I really shouldn't, because, you know, the mob been in boxing since boxing been boxing. Fixed fights was happening back in Jack Johnson in them days. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff ain't nothing new. You know, so I imagine that they got some kind of muscle behind it. On top of finance. Now, that's where Turki Alalshikh comes in. Now, the problem is, when he talked about Turki Alalshikh and he asked him, he said, yeah, he's on his own. I'm on my own path. I'm doing something different.
Well, I'm on a different path.
What's something that would surprise the boxing fans with this new deal? You're coming in hot. Turki says he wants to crush the competition. How do you approach this?
I think Turki Alalshikh would be there. If anything, you look at Turki Alalshikh as the money man, right? Turki Alalshikh is the money man. So at least if they was going to implement the UFC format or whatever, you know, to boxing, then at least that shitty ass pay that they get these fighters doesn't carry over with it, because I doubt you'll be seeing anything. And they not going to go for no 10 grand fights or no stuff like that or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing. Boxers always get paid good. That's why all these people come over here and box, because it's damn near a robbery sometimes, majority of the time. So that leads me to believe they got more than just muscle behind them. You're going to have it in order, if you think you're going to attempt to do that, which you're not going to be able to do. But nonetheless, if he does it, then how does that go with other promotions? You hear the Reebok deals with, you hear the Rampage Jacksons, you hear, so, you know, when it comes to fighter, owner relations, when it comes to Dana White, it's not good. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't used to paying no guys or nothing like that. So I'm wondering, how are you gonna get this like the UFC with the bad habits that the UFC has? Once again, it'll probably be great for us, but in the end, if you trying to cut these fighters' pay down and pay them in a different way, plus we're asking and we're forcing fights and not letting them move their way, that's a lot, and that's going to ruffle a lot of people's feathers besides just some boxers.
You approach this. Are you going to be working with those guys, the other promoters, Oscar De La Hoya's, Eddie Hearns?
I don't know. I don't know how that's all going to play out. We'll see.
So I like to see him try. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how dirty the game is. I told you there's taboos in boxing. I told you it's the reason why you're not supposed to talk about cheating in boxing. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all that Deontay Wilder was going to start being quiet and let that whole Tyson Fury thing go. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all all that, because you're not supposed to talk about those things. You're not supposed to bring up certain truths in boxing. But the question is, well, who the hell is they fearing is keeping them in line like that? Like, what besides the money factor? You know what I'm saying? So it shows you got to walk a certain type of line in boxing. And I ain't seen nobody really break it yet. Not really. So, you know, it could be good. You know, it could be bad, but nonetheless, it's going to stay in this corrupt ass format. Boxing is always going to be corrupt to a certain degree, no matter what format you get, no matter what this, that. I mean, yeah, you could say that with all sports, but you are talking about the dirtiest sport in all of sports. You can't get away with more crimes in any sports than you can in boxing. All the dirty crap. Boxing don't catch cheaters. It's the trainers and you know what I'm saying? Hell, or probably the fans sometimes, they catch majority of these cheating scandals and stuff like that because they don't want them to talk about it. And the reason why that is because, as I always say, if you unearth one thing, you have to unearth everything else. Meaning you can't expose one thing without exposing the whole damn house. So that's why they keep you shh. Race issues in boxing, shh. Money issue gets sued, shh. You know what I'm saying? Corruption, judges, just shh. And I'm gonna end it with this. You are talking about a sport that we all know and accept that you can't beat Canelo on the scorecards. Even if you may be able to beat Canelo in the ring, most of the time you can't beat Canelo in the scorecards unless you're just giving a very clear ass whooping, like Bivol or something like that. But we've accepted that for years. That's not right. You just seen somebody take a knee and not get counted as a knockdown. That's not right. All these things is against boxing rules. You just seen people take pills in a corner in the middle of a fight. That's not right. You just seen people with colored water bottles where it's not see-through. You know what I'm saying? In the corner drinking from them. That's not right. especially in a title fight. All those things are against the rules, but yet they happen while nothing happens. You seen Oscar Valdez fight on steroids and lose the fight and then rob the guy that he was fighting. They did all that. You seen Tyson Fury throw a towel over a camera. You seen a floppy glove that everybody tries to justify, but we ain't seen a floppy glove like that on anybody since. People try to reach back to the damn, I don't know what year, to try to catch a floppy glove. Gloves don't move like that. Not ours in this modern era. But once again, we accepted it. Because the thing is, the fans are in on it too. It shows our corruption as well. That's the kicker. Like, comment, subscribe. Bruce Vane, I'm out.